This is the Muzilog magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. Hello, hello, hello. Today we have a special guest in the building. I don't know if you say it like that. We want to welcome Kim Tavar to the Muzilog.com platform, recording artist. And we're just so happy to have you here today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Sam. Is it Sam or Samuel? Which one should I call you?
I'm Samuel. Well,
Mr. Archer.
Let's go with Samuel tonight.
Samuel. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here. I'm very excited.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. We're happy to have you. And one of the first things I want to ask you, because I didn't really I didn't Google you like that. No stalkers. But where do you hail from originally?
So I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, here in the U.S., and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So both of those places I hail from.
Wow. Okay. Which one first? Boston?
I was born in Boston, raised here, then also raised in Pittsburgh. Equally spent my time. Right now, I am in Boston, Massachusetts, where I reside.
Which one you like? You like one better, or you just love both places?
Oh man, I can't really say. They both made me who I am today. So it's a equal love.
So Boston is like maybe there's certain things you like in Boston, and then there's certain things you like in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Okay, could it be the singing, maybe?
No, the singing. No. It's probably, when it comes down to me, it's the love of music and the love of food. So
food.
Yeah. So in Boston, of course, we're on the Atlantic Ocean. We have great seafood that's fresh. I love lobster, oysters. Everything is just so fresh here.
It's just written all over your face.
It is. I'm so excited about it. Pittsburgh, I love the food there. It's more, we get that southern, even though it's, eastern Pennsylvania, a lot of migrants came up from the south. So we have, great ribs, great soul food. We got people, around the 4th of July when people are cooking out, our hometown of Midland smells like just barbecue, like real charcoal, not, the gas grill. So I just love food. And
so it's an authentic thing in Pittsburgh.
Most definitely.
So if I go to Pittsburgh and I go barbecue, it's not going to be a gas situation.
No, but this has to be done by, real people at home, people who like to cook and that great hospitality. That's what I like about it. That hospitality. You're always welcome, and there in someone's home or their cookout or a party. So you always feel like family.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Good, right?
That's to the vibe right there.
Yeah.
So when did you started singing? Like, was it a baby thing, like in Pampers or?
No, what it was is I was a shy child. I'm not so shy right now, but as I got older, but growing up, my brothers and sisters, had albums. We had Confunction, the Ohio Players, all the Motown records growing up in the 70s. And I would, at the age of like 5 or 6, I would love listening to those records, whether it was the whole albums or the 45s. And I would listen to the radio. And back then we had, the dial that you go up and down the dial. And it didn't matter to me what type of music it was. I would listen to a song, emulate that artist, whether it was country, classic rock, soul, R&B, whatever it was, I would listen. And then when that song was over, I would go to the next station, sing that song, go to the next station, all the way up and down the dial and back down again.
So was the radio like the piano, how the piano looks today? Was it like one of those big tube radios, or was it?
Yeah, it was a big radio with the big dial.
Oh my God!
with the dial
Now
on it.
that
Yeah,
is a radio.
that's a radio. Yeah. So I started then. Then I started uh, in middle school. I my first time singing in public was for my eighth grade choir or chorus, and
Hmm.
I tried out for that. And the song I decided to sing was "These Are a Few of My Favorite Things" from The Sound of Music.
Okay.
And I made the choir, and that was here in Massachusetts. And
Hmm.
then in Pittsburgh, I first started singing in church. Pentecostal church was Mount Calvary Chapel when I was a teenager.
So that
Um,
happened in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yep.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was the singing in the church. Here was singing, started singing in school. So back and forth
Mm.
between the two.
Pentecostal.
Pentecostal,
So
yes.
that means it was very live.
It was very live. Yeah, it
Okay.
was very live.
Now, so were you one of those yeller singers? Like you, or were you
No,
like more on the smooth?
I'm more on the smooth. I mean, I could do that, but I'm comfortable being more of a storyteller or a smooth, where it's real deep when it really gets into your soul. So I stick with what I'm comfortable with. I
Okay.
don't want to go
You don't
outside
like
the
to go out of
pocket.
your comfort zone a little bit, do you?
No,
You're not adventurous like that.
I'm adventurous, but when I know it don't sound right, I'm not gonna sit
Not
there
for
and
the
look
singing.
foolish. I can't hear.
Okay.
It's like, okay, that does not sound right, Kim. As much as I want to, in the car, I might try a little bit of things. I'm not really great with vocal acrobats, the runs and the riffs.
Mhm.
I have my own style, and you'll hear that in my music. But, I wish I could.
As you said that, like a lot of singers, well, not a lot of singers. I shouldn't say that way, but like the vocal acrobats with certain voices is not necessary. Sometimes
Right.
the voice is just so sweet enough to just fill the space. You don't need a whole set of,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just smooth. So maybe that's where you are.
And I hope that's where I am, and I'd like to think that. I like to think that I like to have to
Okay.
use that. So maybe I don't have to go there. It seems to be working for me. So I think I'm at an age now. I don't need to try to change
I'm not in the
and
proof.
try to be not what I'm not.
So what would you consider yourself, a soprano or an alto?
To be honest, I am both. I can sing the low notes and high notes. I can do all of that. Another thing with me is I've never taken any vocal lessons, or I don't read music. I didn't go to school for music.
This is natural.
It's natural for me, and but I used to be embarrassed of that, and but I realize as it's a gift,
Mhm.
especially with the writing and singing. And for me, I don't think my voice is the greatest voice in the world, and I know there are people who can sing rings around me, but I think what happens is it's your delivery of and what you're saying and what your words mean, and I just try to stay true to myself. So I can't really say whether I'm more soprano or alto. I just sing.
Okay. All right. So let's.
Learn about the ever changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
Right. So let's talk about your story.
My
You have
story.
you have an album entitled My
Yeah.
Story. Now, is this your first album?
This is my first album. Yeah, my first album.
Okay.
Um, I've been writing, as a kid, I loved writing poetry,
Mhm.
and songs are pretty much it's poetry just put to music.
Yes.
And I maybe 2010. People, I used to sing in a top 40 band at weddings and different lounges all over New England. And people would always say, when are you going to do your own songs? I want to hear your own songs. So it's like, okay, I don't mind doing cover songs, but I want to be known for, I have a lot of creativity, a lot of things on my mind that I want to put out and I would write. So 2010, I started writing. And I wrote about 4 songs back then, 4 singles. And since COVID last year, I think it reset a lot of people to go back to, their creative juices to
Oh,
figure
yes.
out like,
Yes.
and everybody was pretty much at this level playing field. Sad times,
Yes.
people have, I've lost family members, people have lost friends and family members. We're slowly coming out of it, but it really brought us back to a reality, almost a time where things were simple again, where your behind is in the house, you're not going anywhere. You
That's
better live and love those people that you're there with, appreciate them, because they may not be here tomorrow, regardless of COVID.
yeah.
And I just started, writing again. I don't play instruments. So what I do is I look for producers or people who have instrument producers who, produce beats or instrumentals, and they'll send me what they have. And I'll listen. And I'll know right off the bat, if I like the song, because for me, it's the melody. And oh man, background is so important to me. Ad libs can make or break a song. What's big for me, one of my favorites is Babyface. Anything he touches, love it.
Well, you may get to work with him one day.
Oh my goodness, that would be the ultimate, like the be all end all. Another person who I loved, and I love his songs for the background and for the ad libs, is Luther Vandross.
Oh.
Um,
Oh yeah,
so
he did. His voice was actually his voice was one of those voices. He didn't really have to riff.
didn't
It
didn't at
just filled
all.
the room up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I just get chills thinking about it. So I decided to, start writing. And with me, when I hear music, it's like I can write to anything, but I don't want to write anything. Um, so I'll listen to a song and I'll listen to it over. And once I find a song that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very old school that I like the the intro of a song. Then you have the verse, then the chorus. Then you may go back, to the verse again, and that's how I like to write,
Okay.
which is very 70s, 80s, and 90s.
But that's when songs had a certain structure.
Yes,
Yeah, you had a
yeah,
certain structure in the songs. Um, but it keeps evolving. So
yeah, it
so
really does.
actually, I was listening to the youngers, the youngins, just to see what their how they structure this.
hmm
You have one and two that still use the 80s and the 90s structure, or well, let's say 70s to the 90s.
hmm
It was pretty similar in terms of structuring a song.
Yeah.
Um, People like her would probably use, the traditional structure.
hmm
And then you have, the newer ones that they have a certain style. And I was like, what makes them different? And what I came up with is that well, you're going to say something.
No, I'm waiting to hear what you have to
Oh, you
say
want to
because
know
I'm
what
baffled. Yeah, I want to hear what you have to say.
what I think is that they started on ad libs. So if you notice in our time, and I'm not going to date us, and I know I have a little gray thing here, but we had a verse, chorus, verse, maybe a bridge,
hmm
or a solo, or a break, or something,
Yeah.
and then you have a drive or something and then there is where the vocalist would start ad libbing to take the
Exactly.
song out. Um, Now hip hop started with breaks, so
hmm
they had like a breakdown section where it was just the drums would break. So that became that new dimension
hmm
for hip hop. well, I should say really rap or hip hop, the
Hmm.
genre, not the culture, but the genre.
The genre.
Um, I think with the new R&B artists, maybe the 30 and under, they started on ad libs. So if you really listen to how they flow,
Yeah.
it's like if you write a song and then do ad libs in the end, but then start using the ad libs as the actual song,
Hmm.
you'll actually start writing like how they write.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah,
I'm just I'm so set in my ways that when I write, I'll come up with that hook or that chorus first, and
right.
then
Because
build around that.
that's our time. That's
Yeah.
how we did it. They do it with their. It's still structured. Well,
Hmm.
it's still what we're doing or what we've done is still a base there,
Right.
but they're just taking it to that other dimension with it.
Yeah. I mean,
But it starts with ad libs.
and it's all good because
Oh
ad
yeah.
libs they do make the song,
Oh yeah.
or break it. It just depends. But that's where these great producers like yourself or people come in when they hear something and okay, that's a good base, but now let's bring it up a notch.
Yes.
So that's where it's good as a singer songwriter who hears one thing is when you have a great producer and then
Mm,
you bring things together, you can just
that's
make
true.
fire. So
But the young people act well. Not just young people, but young people in general. For each generation,
mhm.
they evolve regardless. So the
Yeah, that's
language
true.
evolves, the phrasing evolves, the just the way you say words and
Hmm.
stuff. Because they don't want to be like their parents anyway. They want it to be something else.
Well,
But
yeah,
then what they don't realize is that when they go to the something else, it's been here already,
yeah, yeah, because they're evolving off of the '70s, the
right?
'80s, the '90s music. That's the base of it. You have a great root,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now people will hear kids will hear a song, or youngins or teenagers or
Mhm.
under 30 thinking, wow, that is oh my goodness, that song is hot, that song is
Yeah.
fire, whatever they say nowadays.
Hmm.
And I was like, that song is originally done in the '60s. That song. So they're smart, but they do evolve, but they're getting
Yeah.
great music from
Yes.
our era. So
Well,
One plus one, it sure don't equal three. Sign the dotted line, 'cause now I'm free. My brother's after you, my family's mad. 'Cause I'm the best thing that you know you ever had. Best thing that you know you ever had. No, I won't cry. No, I won't cry. No, I won't cry. No, I won't cry. Won't cry. No.
and the technology is helping.
hmm
So it's a beautiful thing. But let's get back to your record.
okay.
We ran away.
We sure did.
That means it's a good interview. Folks would like to listen to this.
That's
So you started this project during COVID.
what I did is during COVID, I continued working with my job. I'm in law enforcement, so I wasn't able to work from home. So every day during COVID, I was at work.
Okay.
But taking advantage of just before COVID, I had just joined the SAG AFTRA, Screen Actors Guild. I
Hmm.
had took acting classes. Wasn't really into my writing, my doing my music. I said, let me just try acting because they all go, intertwine. If you can get in one door, you probably, you can make things happen. So right around January, I finished and I became a member of Screen Actors Guild. And then here comes March, and there are no movies being made
Yeah. Shut it down.
in the shut down. So then I said, let me start getting back into my music. What I can do is continue to write. I can do that at home. I can do that, in my mind, in the car. If I, have to write anything, I just write it. And I found a producer here in Boston, Tony Lopes. I believe he does more music for more beats than anything. Like not like a an instrumental where you have the intro and the verse and the chorus. They were mainly just beats that go all the way through for rappers, mainly, hip
Mhm.
hop. I said, well, just give me what you got. And he sent me some things over and I just started writing. And I kept posting, my Facebook and Instagram and my Twitter of me always doing cover songs. And a friend of mine named Don Brown, he
Mhm.
he saw what I was doing, and I had these two new singles that I wrote. One was called "Ugly Soul" and "Isaiah." And he said, "Kim, I have a friend across the pond, which means over, in the UK." He
Mhm.
said, "Do you want me to send your song, two of your songs over there?" And I said, "Okay." Well, he's a DJ. I mean, what are DJs doing now because it's COVID? I mean, and for me, not to be ignorant, but I'm thinking a DJ, they're playing weddings, they're playing at bars or lounges, they're playing at functions or corporate functions. And I'm like, you know what? It can't hurt. It's all about networking.
Mhm.
So he sent my song over there. It was like the end of October, October 27th or 28th. And he sent it to Roger Williams, who was a DJ over in the UK. So the next day, I'm looking at my phone and I'm getting all these notifications. I'm like, who's calling me? Like, trying to get me. So once he played it on his radio show, I was getting contact by all these DJs in the UK and Germany and in Brazil, in Canada, all
Uh,
over. And the song was Isaiah,
mhm.
and it wasn't to be released until November 11th. And I don't have management team. I don't have a set of producers. I do everything on my own. I handle my distribution, getting photography done, getting makeup done. Everything is coming out of my pocket, and this was all new to me. So right then and there, it was just I was thrown into it, but it's something that I've been prepared for because I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Mhm.
Um, then the song went entered the UK R&B soul chart. One of them. There has been a few, and it reached number 5 like that month of November,
Okay.
and was on playlists. So that's how that happened.
Okay.
And then that just put a fire under me to start
You were
writing more
inspired.
songs. Yeah, yeah, I really and released
So
the album.
the project was released when?
So the full album was released February 28th
Of
of 2021. Yep.
okay.
Hmm.
So when I listen to the album, it's definitely for me. It's sort of like easy listening. It's easy on the ears. The songwriting is clever. You know,
Hmm.
the approach is very, very clever, very smooth. You kept it really smooth. Um, so you're saying that the producer who produced most of the tracks, he's more of a hip hop producer?
No. So
Oh,
for that first song, so Isaiah was produced by Tony Lopes.
mm,
Um, the other songs, there's like I said, it's if you have a song, send it to me. If I like it, then you may be on the next album.
mm-hmm.
On the album, there's 13 songs. Tony Lopes produced, I believe, 3 of the songs: Isaiah, Tripping Together. Um, I can't remember the other one. I don't have it in front of me. Then I do have another producer, Michael Huggy Carter, who's been around for decades. He is Mary J. Blige and Tony Braxton's tour production manager. So
Oh,
again, he, nobody was touring then. So everyone
that
who
time on his hands.
right had this talent that they had. He was a musician
Okay.
years ago. So he first song on the album is "Love Me for Me." He produced that. "Time Won't Wait." He
Mm,
also I flew out to Las Vegas, where he resides, to record that. What else did he also do? "Get Up to Get Down." So then I have another producer out of Sweden, DJ Morten, John Remnius. He produced "Thank You" and "Tears Fall." and he is also the producer of my next single that's coming out in August.
Okay.
A few other producers on there. Oh, Gordon Worthy. Gordon Worthy produced the original of Keep It Moving and No More. He was around back in the Maurice Starr days when New Edition and that whole genre of music was around when Boston was big. He was a writer then. So I have a whole plethora of people on there. But again, it's that
It's a
that
nice
music.
mix too.
Thank you.
It's a nice mix. I checked it out, and I was like, okay, this is nice. This is really good.
Well, thank you. I have some remixes on there. Manny the Realm from the UK, he redid the song "Movin'" for me. So yeah, it's a mixture of everything on there. But I keep it Kim. I keep it my style and what I knew I grew up with. Quality lyrics and quality music.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Koya, I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cutt from Music by Tom Cutt. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
What was the story behind "Love Me for Me"? What was the concept of that song?
So with "Love Me for Me," again, when I hear music, I listen to it over and over again. So I can't sit here and say, you know what, Samuel, I'm going to write about a breakup, or I'm going to write about how the sun is shining so brightly today. Or the music, I listen to it and it actually tells me what it's supposed to say. And it may sound weird. I don't know if there are other writers out there, creative people. I listen and it's telling me what it's supposed to say. And also when I listened to it, it also almost reminded me of Tina Marie and Rick James. I don't know if it was Fire and Desire, but when I did "Love Me for Me," so I come up with the chorus verse. So when I'm thinking "Love Me for Me," and again, it's funny when you let your family or your friends, hear the rough drafts of the songs you write. People automatically think songs are about them. Or oh my God, you're going through that, Kim. Oh my God, we love you. No, I'm just writing. It's like the songs don't have to be about me. I'm a grown woman now. With age comes wisdom, versatility. We've been through a lot, but also we've been through a lot of relationships, friends and family and people that have since passed on. You start knowing their story. And with social media, now you know everybody's business. So if I'm writing a song, yes, it's going to be something that I can relate to, but I want it to be something that you relate to. So "Love Me for Me" was love me for me and not what your eyes want to see. Love me for me. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. Don't judge me. Just very simple lyrics, but it's so profound.
Yeah.
Because people are so selfish, and the first line is like, "We all want to see change. It's so sad that we won't change." So we want to change, and can you believe she did that or he did that? No, what about you?
Yeah.
Change starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that whole song is about. And then it even goes through I'm just a girl trying to make it in a mixed up world. Um, I'm just a girl trying to make it in a shallow world. And
Mm.
then at the last, I don't know if it's the bridge or pre-chorus or whatever it is. It's like, I see that man trying to work as hard as he can, only to be let down because his skin is brown.
Right.
This is just stuff that we all see, that we all deal with,
Yeah.
and it's just love me for me. That's where that came from.
Wow. Well, lovely, lovely. So, folks,
Thank you.
you got to check out this record.
Thank
So,
you.
what else you have happening?
Oh my goodness, Samuel. So now that the world is opening back up, slowly all over the world, we all still have to be careful, still wash your hands. If you're going to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you're going to get vaccinated, but still be careful out there.
Yeah.
I just had a show in Pittsburgh. So it's my first show since the album. It was June 11th. A great turnout. My band from the DMV area down in Washington, D.C., they drove from there to Pittsburgh
Wow.
for the show. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful, wonderful show. And I sung some cover songs, and I also did songs from the album.
Okay.
But I am going to, God willing, I am on a show in England, the Back to Love Weekender in Southport, England. It's September 3rd through September 5th. And I'm on there with Cornell, CC Carter, Solutions, Cool Millions. Oh my goodness, Natasha Watts, the Terry Green Project. Oh my goodness, I don't want to forget the other person. Me, I'm on there.
You have a
Back to
flash?
loveweekender.com, www.backtoLoveWeekender.com.
Okay.
The whole hotel is just booked up for the show.
It's sold out already?
Sold out. There may be some more bracelets left, but they also have alternative accommodations for everyone. And again, England is just now about to come out of the lockdown they've been on. So this is going to be one of the biggest parties. September.
Wow. You need someone to like bring water for you?
I know. I wish. Don't worry. I'll think about you. And
I could hold the drumsticks.
Yes, you can. And the other thing is that there are about, I want to say about 20 other DJs. So there's going to be DJs from all over the UK playing there. So I believe it starts Friday and ends on Sunday. But I'm so grateful because I was added to this show back in January before I had an album. And it was solely based on my song Isaiah.
Okay.
Isaiah. And what I do want to say thank you about Isaiah is when I was writing this, and this is like this whole divine intervention with things. And for my thing is, I probably could have said, oh, how come I didn't make it in the 80s? And I was around everyone. And, my children were younger. I have 2 sons. They're grown now. But I think God prepared me. Like I'm prepared for anything that comes now. I've done my research. I've been around people in the music business. I know the ins and outs. I believe this is my time. This is my season. But I never question, why not me and why that person? You just have to have that faith and just believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, people have turned me down so many times. Your voice doesn't sound like this person, or you don't scream like that person. You don't, and it would get me down. But luckily, I was raised, be strong.
Yes.
Stay true to yourself, and the day will come. And when I was writing Isaiah, if everyone listens to Isaiah, I came up with a chorus, and I was saying, and I remember sitting right here in my room, and I always write my lyrics down in the composition book. And I was singing, just when you think that no one cares, he's there. So I'm thinking, I know I'm talking about my God. I'm talking about whatever God it is that you pray to. There is that force that, we are blessed to lay down, sleep, and wake again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was writing that. We're blessed to lay down, sleep, and wake again. He's there. And then I started thinking, okay, What about times when you think you're not going to make it through? Like you know, you just want to die. You just feel like you can't face the public, no matter what has happened to you. People have dragged you through the mud, and you feel like you're never going to make it out, but you come through. Or you feel like you're drowning. People go through this, and no matter what you do for a living, jobs are stressful.
Yeah.
You don't have. You can be any job can be stressful. You can be a secretary. You could be, the police officer. You can whatever you do, it's stressful to that person. And I started looking up. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say when you go through water, you don't drown. When you go through, being drugged through the mud or through the fire, you don't burn. So I took out little old Google and looked it up, and it brought me to Isaiah in the Bible.
Mm.
And I didn't know. Now went to church and all that, but I don't know the Bible inside and out like that. And when I looked at it, I said, this is what I'm writing about. I had no idea.
Wow.
So the song was supposed to be called For All of Your Lifetime. Because I was like, For All of Your Lifetime. And I said, nope, I'm calling it Isaiah. It's not referenced in the song, but that's the name of the song. And from that song, I got added to this show. I was just a Kim Tavar. That was it. So I don't question it. I'm just gonna go with it, and hopefully there's more to come.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you want folks to get from this album?
Oh my goodness. I want you to get from this album the comfort in knowing that good music, good R&B soul music is still around. I know here in the States, because that's where I live, I can't speak for everywhere else, that, the music business is big money business, billion-dollar businesses. And there are so many talented independent artists out there. And if you're listening to the radio and the same song is being played over and over again because a record company is paying that radio station to play it, that's what you're going to know. That's what you're going to know. But that doesn't mean it's the best. I mean, granted, there are great artists out here that you hear on the radio, not taking anything from them. But how do you know what the best is if those independent artists aren't getting that chance to be heard? And to have this opportunity in the UK and, Germany and these places that love R&B. So I just want people to know R&B is not dead. Like that soul R&B, not just taking samples from songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Songs when you turn it on and you're like, oh my goodness, this reminds me of the SOS Band, or this reminds me of Shalimar. This reminds me of the Ohio Players, or, the OJs. But it's something that's new and it's fresh. So I want them to get that reassurance that, good music and quality music is here. And there's going to be a change coming in that, and I want to be part of it.
I like what you said just now. You said R&B is not dead.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Shout out to the DJs in the UK and that whole community.
Mm-hmm.
I think they brought a little bit of life to the industry, especially for indies.
Definitely.
It really got kind of hectic. And just a word to the listening public: you guys have everything at your fingertips, where you could just Google and find an artist.
Yeah.
So it's not, you don't have to limit it to who's on your radio. Although yes, we'd all love to be on the radio. But the public could actually, which some people are doing it already, they can actually just take the initiative and say, you know what, I want to hear something different. I want to hear something new. Let's see what else is out there, and folks can actually go and tap into some new music and get to know Kim Tavar.
Oh my goodness! Please, I want everyone to search it. You can Google Kim Tavar. My real name is Kim Tavares, but you Google me, find me. There's YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram is Kim Tavar. As you can see in the website I have is kimtavarmusic.com. Any promoters out there, especially, most of the time, most of mostly all my interviews over the last since October, November have been out of the country. So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what time zone are you on? You're 5 hours ahead of me. Where
Oh,
are
that's
you?
why. Yeah, that's why we had that conversation.
Yes, because this is because I have to really figure it out. Like your 9 o'clock is really my 9 o'clock. So this is refreshing because it's somebody in the United States, and there have been a couple, but to take the time,
Mm-hmm.
um, because everybody's music career starts somewhere,
Yes.
and I truly appreciate it. I appreciate your listeners. And I'm ready to do concerts everywhere. Again, my band is Diagonal Impact. They're down in the DMV area. So we're ready to do shows. Come on,
All
get
right,
me out
promoters,
there.
promoters, where are you? Promoters, where are you?
Yes, yes, most
So
definitely.
we're not done yet. Though
That's all right.
we gotta I do ask some questions. Some people do feel violated when I ask these questions. So that's why I asked in the beginning. Is anything off limits?
Okay, go on. Go on.
Oh,
Hold on,
you're
let me see.
brave. Oh
What
my
you got?
God.
What you got over there?
Oh, it's a little bit of coffee. A little bit of coffee. So, what is your favorite color?
Oh my goodness, my favorite color. I'm gonna have to say black. I wear black. But I love all colors. But the basic for me that's so classy, no matter what, is black. You can have black
Okay.
satin, black rhinestones. You can have just whatever it is. Black is always my go-to.
Okay, that wasn't too bad, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's.
You must got something coming. Let's go.
I gotta check, but I think blue might have been the number one so far. A lot of people love blue. I was like, even the interview I did like a couple of days ago, blue. The hair
I love
black.
bright colors too, but I like black because it's classy and you cannot go wrong with it.
That's right. That's right. So, when Kim is at home and she has the kitchen all to herself, what does she love to prepare?
Oh my goodness. I cook all the time. I love fried fish, fry some fish. Now, I also make great spaghetti and lasagna. What else do I like to cook? Those are my basic, but fried chicken is one of everybody loves my fried chicken or fried thin pork chops.
So that sounds almost soul Italian a little bit.
I can do everything though. That's the thing.
You do everything.
Most
So are you taking guests for Thanksgiving this year?
Well, hopefully, listen, if I can be on tour somewhere for Thanksgiving, I'll do that. How about that? But most of the time I'm working on things. If my day to work is on a holiday, I'll have to work usually.
Okay. So your dish is either fried fish, fried chicken, and some sort of
Let's say lasagna.
some lasagna. Okay. Now, do you have a little wine with that, or is that juice? Or
You know what? I'm not really a wine drinker. I do like champagne. I like the bubbly champagne. It's so weird for me because I'm not really a water drinker. I need to drink more water, so I'll drink sparkling water. So instead of wine, I'll have sparkling wine
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that helps with the voice. You never know, huh?
I don't know because I'm probably the worst when another singer would probably say, "Oh my God, no!" I probably do things that I'm not supposed to do. I don't know, but it works for me.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
All right. So for my final question, who are you? She's like, give me about 3 artists you're listening to in your MP3 player this week.
Oh, right off the bat, I have Luther Vandross. I have Better Love in there. Better Love, Any Love. She Loves Me Back. Don't You Know That? So he's in my MP3 player. I also have Babyface in there. Babyface.
Babyface.
Babyface in there. Tender Lover album. Also After Seven. I love After Seven. So they're in there. Babyface with Tony Braxton. There's some Gladys Knight on there.
Gladys Knight. Okay.
And who else is on there that I have?
Is
Tony
that-
Terry.
Is that post Pips or with the Pips?
It was neither one of us. I guess neither one of us. That was with the Pips.
Okay. Tony Terry. Okay.
Tony Terry.
Was Terry Tony on? No, let me Terry Tony. Is it no
Tony
Terry? Was he one of the singers for the Freddie Jackson tribute?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that. I don't know, but Freddie Jackson's on there too with Tasty Love. That's one of my songs.
Oh, well, yeah.
I like that one.
Freddie
He's on there.
has some.
Karen White. Karen White is on there.
Okay.
Mary J.
You got the whole.
It's all laid back stuff.
You got the whole squad in there. Yeah, if you didn't get to check it out, I did see a clip of it. There was a tribute to Freddie Jackson.
I have to check it out.
On it might have been the BET Awards. It was. I mean, the performances were great. You know, sometimes you see a tribute and it's hey.
Yeah, you almost cringe. I'm like, oh God.
And this performance, it was serious.
Wow, I'll have to check it out.
Them brothers went to work. They went to work on that. Well, and that's the questions. You don't feel violated, do you?
No. I was aware. I didn't know where you were going with it.
I really thought I was going to go deep.
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I stay true to myself, and I'm pretty much try to be honest at all times. So
I know. I just mess with the artists when they come on. They're like, what?
Oh, this is a lot of fun, though.
Well, I'm happy that you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
This was a great conversation. Really good conversation. And thank you for your time. Congrats on the new project. It's good. I mean, for someone who's doing indie and all of that, your color theme is great on the album cover.
Yeah.
Nice music mix. It's good.
So my cover was the graphics was done by Roger Williams, which is the first person who played my song. He was a DJ, but he's also a graphic designer. He designs lots of albums. So I went to the best, and
kudos to Roger Williams.
Yes.
Kudos to the UK.
The UK.
They're really doing it. They're really doing it. So I guess folks can follow you at Facebook and IG and visit your website. Is there anything else that I didn't get to ask you that you wanted to mention before we go?
No, you pretty much covered everything. Again, if anyone wants to reach out, you can always find me again, Facebook or Instagram, and I'm not verified checklist, so it's not like I have to, I don't have people, so if you want to get in touch with me for a show or, a producer, you're going to get me. There's no middleman. And I like that right now. No representative. Because right now I'm the best representative that I can be. I don't want to put somebody in a position where they may not be as tactful as me or know my best interest, and they may mess up, drop the ball on things. So right now, if any ball is dropped during my career, I want that to be my fault, at this point. So reach out to me. I'm just always looking to collab. And again, the world's opening up, and I just want to get out there and enjoy singing, live music.
Okay. Well, thanks again, and you have a blessed evening.
You too, Samuel.
Okay, then.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
1 + 1, it sure don't equal 3. Sign the dotted line, 'cause now I'm free. My brother's after you, my family's mad, 'cause I'm the best thing that you know you ever had. Best thing that you know you ever had. No, I won't cry. No, I won't cry. No, I
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself with the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
Be sure to visit our website, Muzilog.com. MUZILOG, Muzilog.com, where music, entertainment, and culture lives.